here. As Jeff indicated, my name is Paul Webb, and I'm a customer success specialist with ABC-CLIO. And what I'm going to review today is what we refer to here at ABC-CLIO as our educator support sites. Whether you're a current subscriber to ABC-CLIO through WiLS, or maybe you're just have some interest in ABC-CLIO, I think often our subscribers are unaware of the practical resources and instructional tools, curriculum guides, and opportunities for professional learning and development, which are available in the educator support site. If you are a current customer, you do need a login for the educator support site. If you don't know what that is, you can always connect with WiLS or connect with me, and we'll make sure we get that to you. Okay. Now, here I am working within the educator support site within our American history collection, but regardless of what collection I'm in, the structure will be very similar. You will notice as we hit the homepage of the educator support site, we have three essential areas. We have curriculum resources, professional development resources, and some tools and resources to help you introduce the database, for example, to your teaching and or library colleagues. Just real quickly, if I scroll down, you will see that we often provide featured resources by month. Obviously, this is October. In these featured resources sections, often we will provide links to resources that are in collections that you may or may not be subscribing to. But if you're not subscribing to them, you will have access to those resources for a full 30 days. We have materials for classrooms, for libraries, for districts, as well as where you can sign up for additional resources. Okay. Now, with the curriculum resources, real quickly, I understand I have about 15 minutes. The first curriculum resources section, this is sort of what I would like to refer to as your one-stop shop for instructional support. It includes curriculum guides, lesson plans, student activities. In order to select the educator support site for the database, and by the way, as a subscriber, you will just see just the collections you're subscribing to in the drop-down menu. But if I clicked on this, for example, and go into the American history resources here, curriculum guides and resources, you will notice that you may search by keyword. For example, if you're looking for materials, if you're doing some unit planning, or maybe you want to plan out your syllabus, or maybe you're looking for instructional support for your class, you can search a topic, idea, or subject. You can see that we have a browse by category feature, planning resources, lesson plans, activities for students. And if you scroll down, again, if you're a customer, you can browse by time period. If you're teaching a particular subject area within a collection, you can browse by that time period. These time periods sync up exactly to the time periods within the student view of the collections as well. I'm going to go into, for example, maybe some lesson plans for teachers. Let's just take a look at some of these resources here. And as these load, you have the option to filter by category. If I click on that, you can see the types of resources that are available here in the curriculum section. We have full curriculum guides, teaching tips, research lists. Research lists are a listing of resources within the collections that you can make available for your students. Some of our editors and in-house experts, historians that we work with have put these together. You may also curate and build your own research lists as well. We have ready-to-use lectures, along with Google Slides that you may use. We have a Focus on Literature series. I think sometimes folks are not available that we have those types of resources. Often when folks think of ABC-CLIO, they tend to think of history and social studies. And of course, that is where our strength and concentration is. But we also have materials that would be relevant and useful, say, for example, for like AP literature classes as well, with that focus on literature aspect. We also have a focus on primary sources. If, say, for example, you're working in the library, or maybe you are a social studies teacher and you're introducing primary sources to your students, maybe as part of an assignment to do a research paper and so forth. Okay. I'm going to go in just real quickly just to show you some of these ready-to-use features. For example, I have a ready-to-use lecture here on the American expansion in the Spanish-American War. If I select that, this will open up and it will give me sort of context. It will suggest and recommend the grade level. Now, obviously, you should always feel welcome in the materials that are available through the educator support site to sort of modify things to suit them to your own purposes, tweak them, cherry pick material out of the, say, the curriculum guide that you would like to use and emphasize in your classroom instruction. It will give you a focus, a factor, outcomes. There will be writing questions, and even, as I indicated, those Google Slides, which you may download and use during your classroom instruction time. It's also here in the educator support site that we have correlations. For example, if I go into that just real quickly, we have correlations for the Wisconsin state standards. You simply select Wisconsin, select your grade level, and select the section within those standards. And this way you can match up content within your ABC-CLIO collections to the Wisconsin state standards. Okay, so let me go back to the home page here just real quickly. And as that loads in our view, so again, curriculum resources, that's where you'd find instructional support, curriculum guides, lesson plans, student activities. We also have in the professional development section, let's go ahead and click on that and take a look. We have resources here where you can boost your teaching skills and enhance your subject knowledge. This is a great resource. Perhaps you may be, for example, like an experienced teacher, but maybe you have a brand new prep. This will help you sort of get some enhanced knowledge, get up to speed on that new prep, make that unit planning for your instruction much easier and less time consuming. We have here in the ideas and perspectives section, and these we update on a regular basis. We have materials related to war and diplomacy, identity and equality, as well as economics. For example, if I go into identity and equality, you can see the types of materials that are available here for professional development. There will be links to videos. There will be links to articles on websites, podcasts. You may sign up for some of our webinars or webinars that we're sponsoring. These are at no cost in terms of signing up for those webinars. And as I scroll down, you can see the types of materials that are available here. Okay, so again, these are primarily related to professional development. In the teaching and learning section, we have materials for you related to information literacy, equity and inclusion, as well as research and inquiry. If I click, for example, into equity and inclusion, you can see that we have materials for teachers, but also for, equity and inclusion issues, not only within the classroom, but also within libraries as well. Just to scroll down again, we have lesson plan, thinking about lesson planning, as well as additional articles. And again, walking through this rather quickly because I want folks to understand and realize that the educator support sites are part of your ABC-CLIO subscription. And obviously there's no additional cost associated with this. They are simply rolled into your subscription. And as I indicated, you do need what we refer to as an educator login to access these many, many resources that are available for you. And then finally, just looking at the clock, we have a section on actually using the ABC-CLIO database collections. Again, you would simply select the collection you wanted to work with. And again, you would see in your view, if you are a current customer, just the collections that you would be subscribing to. Again, if I go into the American History collection, as an example, you will see that we have an overview video using ABC-CLIO, the American History Database, high-level overview. This is a nice feature, for example, if you're working with students, whether in the classroom or perhaps in the library, and maybe you don't have, in that particular moment, a lot of time to do an in-depth interaction, you can always make this video available through the link. Link that on, like, I don't know, through Google Classroom or maybe through your LMS on your library page, classroom page, however you'd like to do that. And then your students can go through this at their own pace and learn about searching and navigating within the ABC-CLIO collections. We also have videos on that research list feature. Again, remember, research lists are a grouping of sources, typically by subject area, topic area, that you can make available for your students. They are linked on the home page at the bottom of the page in the student view of the collections. And again, we have compiled literally hundreds of these research lists here at ABC-CLIO, but you and your colleagues may also compile your own research lists and make them available for your students, whether for a month, for a semester or a quarter, or even for up to a year, depending on your preference. And then finally, here we have a brief video, a slightly more in-depth overview of the educator support site that we are talking about today. This is a great way to introduce the educator support site to your colleagues, for example, or maybe you have a brand new colleague. You can provide a link to this video. They can go through it and learn more about the educator support site and the materials that are available here for them. We also have user guides during this section, as well as content indexes for all of our collections. So for example, here in the American History collection, you can review the content index and see the subject coverage for the whole collection, and then maybe match it up to your unit planning. Okay. So again, as I go back to the homepage for the educator support site, I want to stress and emphasize that the whole rationale, the whole purpose of this educator support site is to help facilitate the integration of your ABC-CLIO collections into your classroom and library instruction. The idea is to make it seamless, make it efficient, and provide you materials to complement your own sort of instructional resource development. Okay. So that's, again, I want to thank everybody for taking time out of your schedule, and thank WiLS again for inviting me to participate in this Taco Tuesday. And with that, I will stop sharing and turn it back over to the moderator. Thank you very much, everybody.